Alright, everybody. Today, I have another scary story for you. This one is called Dead Girl. This one is also known to keep people from sleeping. So with that, sweet dreams, ladies and gentlemen. Once upon a time, there was a man and a woman who lived with their daughter in a little house on the edge of a forest. They lived happily ever after. The father went to work. Every day, the mother cleaned the house and the daughter went to school. Everything was fine with them and life was good. One day, the daughter did not come home from school. Her parents were very worried. They went out looking for her and found her not far from home. She had been viciously murdered. Her parents were devastated. They grieved for the dead girl and buried her in the cemetery. A few days later, something strange happened. The father had to travel to another village, and he left his wife home alone. Just after midnight, there was a knock on the door. "Who is there?" asked the mother. There was no immediate answer. The old woman nervously opened the door and saw someone standing there in the dead of the moonlight. It was her daughter. The girl was covered in blood. Her skin was deathly pale, and her eyes were just empty eye sockets. The mother was so glad to see her that she did not pay attention to any of this. She let the dead girl into her house, fed her, and put her to sleep in her own bed. The mother stayed up all night waiting for her husband to come home. She was anxious to tell him that their daughter had finally come home. In the morning, when the father arrived, she hurriedly brought him into the bedroom, but the daughter was gone. The mother told the father what had happened, but he didn't believe a single word. They were both having trouble recovering from the death of their only daughter, and he thought his wife was losing her mind. The next night, he went to bed early, and his wife stayed up. Once again, there was a knock on the door, and when she opened it, her daughter was standing there. The mother let the girl into the house and called her husband. The father got out of bed and put on his pants and came running down the stairs. When he saw his daughter, he was overjoyed and hugged her. He asked her many questions, but the girl never said a single word. They just sat there in silence, enjoying the company of one another. They finally went to sleep, but in the morning, the daughter was gone again. It was Sunday, and after they went to church, the parents stayed behind to talk to the priest about their daughter's passing. When he heard their story, he gave them this advice: dig up your daughter's coffin and open it. If your daughter is lying on her belly, cut her in two and put her back in the coffin, lying on her back. The parents listened to him and did exactly as he instructed. They went to the cemetery and dug up their daughter's coffin. When they opened it and peered inside, they saw that their daughter was indeed lying on her stomach. They took her body out, chopped her in half with an axe, then laid her back inside and her back and went home. That evening, the father had to go away again, and he left his wife home alone. Just after midnight, there was a knock on the door. When the mother opened it, there was her daughter lying on the ground, her body split into two parts. Shocked shocked, the mother asked, "Honey, who did this to you?" And the daughter said, "You did!" To be fair, ladies and gentlemen, if my parents cut me in half, dead or alive, I'd have a few choice words for them too. Good night and good fright.